Hello, I'm Antonio Mora. This is the newsandnews.com Day in Brief. Today's top stories in 3 minutes. It's Thursday, July 5th at about 7 p.m. Scott Pruitt might want to go on the reality show Survivor because until he resigned today as EPA administrator, he had managed to survive in that role despite a series of ethics scandals that began just months after he took office. Think about it this way. If you faced one federal investigation into your professional conduct, you'd have a rough time holding onto your job no matter what it was. Pruitt faced more than a dozen. In accepting his resignation, President Trump celebrated Pruitt's tenure, saying he'd done an outstanding job. Trump nominated Pruitt's deputy, Andrew Wheeler, to succeed him, and the president said he had no doubt Wheeler, quote, will continue with our great and lasting EPA agenda. On the other hand, Bernie Sanders celebrated Pruitt's departure, calling him the worst EPA administrator in the history of the agency. And you wonder why nothing gets agreed to in Washington. There will also be no agreement over who fills the vacancy at the Supreme Court. The question will be whether the White House can muster the votes needed to get the advice and consent of the Senate. Reports are that Trump has winnowed down his list to 3 candidates. Stormy Daniels' lawyer is mulling a run against Trump in 2020, and you thought politics was a circus now. 2 international stories, both from Thailand. Dozens of Chinese tourists are missing after a boat capsized when it was hit by massive waves near the popular tourist destination Phuket. And reports say a medical assessment of the 12 boys and their soccer coach who are stuck in a cave has concluded they are not healthy enough to attempt what would be a harrowing and dangerous escape. Making matters worse, rescuers who are racing against time and rains that could further flood the cave made a mistake and pumped water back into the cave instead of pumping it out. Now our alternate universes segment, the great divide between conservative and liberal media. History repeated itself Thursday. When something goes wrong for the Trump administration, the liberal cable networks rejoice while Fox avoids the story as much as possible. As soon as Pruitt resigned, the liberal networks focused on that story to the exclusion of almost all else, calling it a victory for Americans. Some of the coverage was downright snarky. Fox reported the story and mostly moved on. Finally, for you grumpy folks who wake up on the wrong side of the bed a lot, it turns out that waking up on the wrong side of the bed is actually a thing. Research finds that people who wake up expecting to have a stressful day can adversely affect their cognitive functioning. So, as Franklin Roosevelt said in a very different context, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. And to use another cliche, if you wake up thinking the glass is half full, you'll have a better day. The study is worth a read. You can find all those stories and much more updated around the clock 7 days a week on newsandnews.com, where you will find all you need to know in one place. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the right of your screen just below this video, and please follow us on Facebook at Real News and News, and follow me on Twitter at AMoraTV. I'll see you again tomorrow.